All right. Well, just start off a little summary of the game. I think congrats to San Diego State. They kept competing and gave great effort. Even when they were down, they kept battling and coming back, and they capitalized on our mistakes. So, congratulations to Rocky and those guys. They did a good job. They executed and made plays really when it mattered the most, and they did, and we didn't. And really, that kind of summarizes the game in the fourth quarter. And so, congratulations to those guys. They just didn't quit, and they didn't give up. I think that we by no means are where I want us to be, and I think I've alluded to that the last 4 Mondays. We've pulled up the win, but we still are not where I want to be as a team. We need to continue to grow and develop and improve across the board. And tonight I think offensively, our yards, at below average, and they were right about where we were, but they just made plays and we didn't. So that's kind of a summary of I think of what happened. I think that defensively they did a good job mixing things up, coverages, and putting pressure on our quarterback, David Fales. They are effective stopping the run game with their unique defense and flipping things around. I thought defensively we started off pretty fast and played some good ball in the first quarter, but they sustained some long drives and were able to capitalize on it. So special teams, I thought we played okay early on. The blocked field goal, I have to see it on film. I think it was a low trajectory. The kick was low. I don't think anyone came up the middle and got a hand on it, but I'll have to see that. And then they did a good job. Everyone's yelling away, but really they were yelling away their team, because usually that doesn't happen. And we coach our guys to fan the field. You have to cover that, and their athletic safety got the ball and made a real nice return, and that was a big sway in the game, I think. And then I think they punched it in on a reverse play, and give them credit and for competing. Any questions?
You guys felt like you guys were in control for about 3 quarters of this game. What do you think? Where did that turn? Where did it go?
I think that blocked field goal was a big momentum swing. I mean, we could have gone up. I think 13 or 20 if we would have. I think if we would have scored a touchdown, we could have gone up. 18, right? It was an 11-point game. We could have gone up 18, and you can't have a breakdown like that. I think the ball was just kicked low, and they got a hand up and got. Shouldn't be able to block a kick on their side of the line of scrimmage, and so they blocked it and they scooped it and ran back and then ran a reverse, and next thing you know, it's a 3-point game. I think it was a 4-point game at that time. So we can't. Good teams don't play like that. Don't do that. And I thought we were a little better than that, and I'm just disappointed. And I take, like I always do, I take full responsibility. I've said that every week after every game. I'm the head coach, and I take responsibility. So I hope no one tries to spin it any other way. I've always said that and taken that. So it's on me to get the team prepared and to start fast and to finish fast. And everyone wants to I want a team that takes responsibility for our actions, but ultimately it's on me. So.
There's a lot at stake in this game in terms of setting teams up for bowls and all that kind of stuff. But how do you guys respond to a loss like this that obviously hurts you?
Yeah, I told the guys, true test of character is how you respond in an adverse situation, and so we'll see how the team responds to this. It's definitely frustrating, and I thought that was a game that we could have won, but that's why you got to finish. You got to start out and you got to finish, and it's just disappointing.
Do you feel like you guys blew chances to make this more comfortable lead early on? Like
Blue is a word that insinuates blame, so no. I would word it that I wish we would have taken advantage of opportunities that we had, and that again, that's widespread. I wish we would have, and we didn't. And I'll just give credit to them for their defensive execution if they stopped us, or their offensive execution if they made plays. Yeah.
Coach, you see any specific aspects on offense or defense that you can work on moving forward?
Yeah, all three coming out of this game. I think kicking game. I mean, we did not have a good return game. We did not. I mean, their kicks were flat out low trajectories. So I'm not going to take anything away, but I'm also not going to pat ourselves on the back for the block kicks. I think our kicking game, we need to. Those balls bounced around now, and those are automatic usually for Austin. So we need to get more leg on those. And then the last one that was blocked, we need to get that up and get that field goal and come off the field with points instead of a 70-yard swing with no points. So our passing game, get that in sync. Our running game, just wasn't a type of night that I wanted or I envisioned or that we had planned. So it was a little frustrating.
What do you see as the passing game right now?
Well, there's a lot of things that can go into it, and I'd have to watch the film. We were off a little bit, little here and there, and I don't know what attribute it to. There's guys out there competing, and they did a good job putting pressure. They did a good job on their jam bump coverage, I think, getting our receivers off the line of scrimmage. And so those types of things throw off your timing a little bit. The running game wasn't working because that usually takes some pressure off and gives you a nice balance. So, it's across the board. We just, from here, the true test of, like I said, is see how our team responds. It happened. It was I think, a tough loss. It wasn't pretty in some ways. But, how do we respond from here? Where do we go from here? And I'm certainly up for the challenge to bounce back in football, and just like in life, you get knocked down, and you got to bounce back. And there's people with a lot worse situation. Here I am, frustrated. People with a lot worse situations in their life than I am right now. And I have my health, and I have a wonderful family, and a lot to be thankful for. So I will bounce back, and we'll go back to the drawing board and coach our guys up, and look forward to bouncing back next week.
Our team's trying to take Caragher Winston out of the game. He hasn't really been able to get a lot of the room out there.
Yeah, I think when you put up big numbers like he has, they've tried to do that. But we've got a good group of receivers across the board. We're not one-dimensional where we have one guy. We have a group of guys. So I think we'll go back and revisit the film and see how, what we can do to improve protection and get our passing game going, our run game going. It's across the board, really. Usually when there's in one area, it's across the board. So we'll hone it in. Our guys we got great kids. We got great guys, leaders, and our guys will bounce back. I mean, Chandler Jones, David Fales, we got super leaders here, and I'm convinced they'll want to bounce back, and they will. They'll lead the charge and hopefully finish strong.